4.5 hours it took us to clean everything out of that garage, clean the floors, clean all the shelves, and meticulously put everything back in. And then 2 hours later, he's in there sanding stuff.
Why doesn't he just watch TV like a normal kid?
Kids today, am I right?
Jerk.
Hey there, and welcome once again to an episode of the Rural Juror Brewery Tour.
Well said.
Thanks. I'm Jay.
I'm Seth.
Today we enter the world of loggers.
And not the people with the red plaid.
No, they're lumberjacks.
Or loggers.
No, lumberjacks. They're okay. So the first beer we're going to have today is the Hessenland Helles German Lager.
So I believe Hessenland is actually a hotel or a community center.
Well, they're very
hotel.
different things.
Well, I think it's
Unless it's like a YMCA. A YMCA is kind of a community center
No.
and hotel sort
There's
of.
no dancing there.
All right, getting a lot of yeast off of that nose.
Yeah, very nice golden color. Nice sweet finish.
A little bit of malt on the finish too.
Yeah.
So do you know the difference between the different types of lagers?
In what way? Like Czech lagers?
You got Czech lager, German lager, American lager.
I know a little bit. I know Germans are usually a little bit more bold, more malty in flavor.
I was going to say more bold. We saw that in the Second World War.
No, Jay, do you know the differences?
Absolutely. It's
What are the-
geographical. Now, this beer has a really malty finish to it, but it's easily approachable. I tend to shy away from lagers most of the time because I find them just too easy. I want something a little more complex. I'm not the guy who necessarily wants filet mignon, but sometimes I want nicer than a burger.
This is a very nice, very easy drinking lager. It's got a little bit more malt than you would get at a commercial larger establishment or a larger brewery. So it's got a little bit more flavor. It's got a lot more malt in there, but a little bit of sweetness as well. So it's a nice balance of a beer.
Easy to drink, a little bit of
Absolutely.
flavor to it. This would satisfy the Bud Light crowd. They might find it a little malty, but anyone who's got a hankering for craft beer will simply enjoy this as a simple one to drink. Crushable,
Very much.
easy to go. How much alcohol are we looking at here?
I'm gonna guess 5.
Right on the nose, 5% alcohol.
Yeah. So what do we got next?
So the next one is Stonehouse Brewing Company's Bavarian Lager.
Stonehouse.
Yeah.
That's by Bayfield in north of Grand Bend as well.
Do you know where Bavaria is?
Over like in Europe,
Where in Europe?
by Germany,
Where about by Germany?
right by it,
Like which side?
like 5 minutes from it, like Bayfield.
Is 5 minutes from Stonehouse Brewing?
That's right.
Okay, I'll let you off on that one. Okay, so we got a little more amber color than the last one, but
definitely.
not amber by any measure. It's
No,
just
no,
a
no.
little darker,
Little
in
darker.
color.
Lots of malt on the nose, lots of sweet, lots of bread, yeast.
Tons of malt in the flavor. Okay, let me rephrase
wow.
that. Not tons of malt, but comparatively,
Yes,
lots of malt.
yes,
This is a light malt in the grand scheme,
yes.
but for a lager, I'm getting lots of flavor there.
Yes.
A sweet finish, not too much, but just a residual sweetness that's there.
Yep.
Tons of malt in there. Biscuit flavors. Maybe a fresh bread flavor in there. Freshly cooked bread, not the dough.
I'm almost getting like a hint of honey and every now and then I feel like I taste a hint of lavender.
Lavender.
I'm just saying.
Lavender.
Are you kidding? A hint of like a lavender honey, where it's more honey but just a hint of lavender.
I'm having a touch of bitterness in the finish.
Yep. The more you drink of it, there's a little bit more bitterness that creeps in. Absolutely.
Yes, this is a very well crafted lager.
Next up is the Black Donnelly Brewery Roman Line Lager. So Black Donnelly's brewery is located just around Mitchell, Ontario, just a little north of London. And Roman Line, I believe, is a road up in that area.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense.
So Roman Line Lager. So Black Donnelly's is a fairly new brewery.
Yeah, they only opened in March of this year, 2020. Tough time to open.
Yeah.
They had a dark ale, this lager, and an IPA.
That's right, yes. That's right.
So this one's a little lighter than the last one.
Yeah.
A little more still as well.
Yeah, there's good head on it, but it like good.
The body just doesn't have a lot in it. You're not going to get peaks.
Well, you can almost get peaks.
It's
of
not
the
a
head.
nitro.
I know, but it's a firm head.
But you're not going to get peaks.
But you can get.
Keep trying. Keep trying.
You can get firm head.
Just keep going.
I like firm head.
Just keep going.
Anyways,
Didn't work.
it's still pretty still though.
This is your basic lager. I'm not getting a ton of extra flavors off of this. I'm just getting that beer taste that you expect out of a lager, very comparable to a Bud Light or a Labatt.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of malt in it. You can get some malt. It's not as malty as the Hessenland.
Just the hint of lemon on the nose, but the flavor is easy, clean, crisp, thin.
Yep.
Not too much there.
Yeah, the mouthfeel is it's just very nice, but it's nothing stellar. And it leaves your mouth very clean and dry.
So if I'm outside working all day, this is exactly the kind of beer that I'd be reaching for. Although if I'm working all day and I'm having beer, I'm not working all day.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beer will shut me down
Probably
real
have
fast.
water,
It's probably a better idea.
Gatorade.
Not as tasty.
It's true. Yeah, but this is very much like a commercial lager that you would find. This would be almost interchangeable, I would say, as with some of the large breweries.
Yeah, if we view those more popular beers from Molson and Labatt as the baseline, this sits right there with them,
Yep.
maybe a step ahead of it,
Yeah.
but not by much. Just an easy drinking lager.
Yep, absolutely, and I think that's what this one is intended to be. They have a couple others that are more adventurous and things like that, whereas this is just your standard lager. So if I were a brewer and I said I wanted to make a Labatt Blue or a Molson Canadian or a Bud Light, whatever, like the standard kind of, traditional kind of beers that we would get commercially, then this is exactly it. Like if that is where I'm looking for as my standard, then this is as close as I think you could maybe get in a microbrewery.
Then what's the point if we can already get Bud Light and Molson Canadian and Labatt Blue? What's the point in making something that's basic like that is?
Well, I guess the idea is that if I can buy something that the profits stay local, if we can kind of help support other small businesses, then I think we should. And if it's equal playing field, as in this beer is exactly the same as this one or pretty close to it, I'm fine with supporting the little person.
It's almost as if it's one-stop shopping. You can get your basic lager, you can get an ale for people who like something a little more flavorful or malty, you can get an IPA,
Absolutely.
all in the same spot.
Hey, this is exciting.
What about it is exciting?
This one is got a bunch of ducks and geese on the label.
Are you sure they're geese?
Well, and there's like peaches or something on the trees on the thing.
Those are apricots. Or apricots.
Or apricots. I'm
Both
not
of
sure.
them.
Well,
Apricots are a little more flexible. They swing from trees a little more.
they swing from trees?
Yes.
Like a monkey.
You picked up what I was putting down there.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Apricot. Yes, I
Yes.
did. See, I'm not just a pretty face with a good haircut.
Thank God.
This is the yeah, no shit. This is the Runner Duck Craft Lager from Common Good. Common Good is where again?
Scarborough, Ontario.
Scarborough, Ontario.
Which is an eastern suburb of Toronto.
That's right. This one, it says that they actually take all of the old, the leftover mash, and they feed it to
What's
ducks.
mash?
Mash? Well, it was a 1970s TV show about
Korean War.
Korean, whatever, Vietnam, Korean. Sure. Mash is the all of the malts and everything else, and if you put hops in at the very beginning during the boil, then it's all of that stuff. Essentially spent grains.
Thank you.
So anyway, so this place, they actually take their spent mash and they feed it to ducks at the Apricot Valley Waterfowl Reserve.
Doing a little common good in the community. See what I did there?
Common good.
It's Common Good Brewing, and they're doing some good. And apparently the numbers of ducks in that community have increased, and you might be able to correlate a result there. So
Because they're mostly drunk.
I'm not getting much nose off of that.
Well, maybe it's a bit of malt, but not much. It's very still again. Nice color.
Has a bit of a spicy finish to it. That's nice. Perhaps a hint of lemon in there.
Yep.
Maybe a little lemon rind.
Yes, I was going to say there's a little bit more pith than just lemon juice.
And bitter finish. This is a flavorful lager. And as I've said before, I tend to avoid lagers because I like something more complex. But this has a little complexity that I can appreciate.
Yeah, it has a little bit of malt and just balanced with that light citrus, lime, lemon kind of flavor. It's very nice.
Definitely lemon, not lime. It's easier to use lemons because it's not easy being green. It's a Kermit the Frog joke.
You know what? I would agree. You're right. It is not lime. It is lemon.
Yeah.
Jay,
You'd also agree that the lime joke was good?
Jay, you are correct. And I value your opinion. Jay, you are correct. And I value Jay, you are correct. Jay, you are correct. And I value your
And that joke on video.
And Jay, that joke is top shelf.
You know that the camera's over there, right? It's on that side. Okay. You do now?
Thank you for watching the Rural Juror Brewery Tour.
Well said.
Thank you. I'm Seth.
I'm Jay, and catch us next time when we try some more beers.
Make sure you like and subscribe below.
See you later.
Have a good one.
I wonder if that has something to do with the bottom fermenting process, the cold fermenting process that lagers use, as opposed to some of that hot fermentation.
From the top?
Hot fermentation action.
From the ales? It could be. It's funny because, yeah, they do our...
No. I got a theme in my head.
Oh.
There's like a pedal going. Hot fermentation action.
I don't think that's working for me.
It's not about you, buddy. Sometimes it's all
fermentation.
about me. Thanks once again for watching the Rural Juror Brewery Tour.